Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome to another edition of What's in the Bag, Jay? This is a segment where I pick 6 movies from my collection that I haven't seen, write their names on a piece of paper, throw them in the bag, draw one out at random, and do a short review. Now, it's pretty much status quo this week. The only thing that's going to be a little bit different is I decided to take the advice of my good buddy Brad. You guys know him as Bronco Juggalo Talks Movies, and fold the pieces of paper up just so that they mix up a little bit better in the bag itself. Now, returning from last week is Meatball Machine, The Last Lovecraft, Relic of Cthulhu, The Beast of Exmoor, and Death Racers. Some of those were by popular demand. Added to the drawing this week is Edges of Darkness and Vamps 2, Blood Sisters. I actually have no idea if this is a sequel to the original Vamps, but it'd be interesting to know it. Let's see. Now, I've already thrown the pieces of paper in the bag, and they're folded, so they should mix up a little bit better. Give the bag a good tussle. You can hear them mix up a little bit better this time. And let's see. Hopefully I can do this with one hand. The Last Lovecraft, Relic of Cthulhu. So I'm going to set that aside while I put the rest of the films side by side by side. Take my trusty Freddy vs. Jason die, throw it in the cup, and bam, 1. Okay, let's give the bag another tussle and draw one out of the bag. Let's see. This week we have Meatball Machine will be returning. But if there's any that you see here that you want to see go back into the drawing that I haven't reviewed, definitely comment below and I will take it under consideration and maybe put them back in the drawing. But right now, I'm going to watch The Last Lovecraft, Relic of Cthulhu, and come back with a review later. Well, I'm back. I just watched The Last Lovecraft, Relic of Cthulhu, and here are my thoughts. The Last Lovecraft is a 2009 film which runs approximately 78 minutes and is directed by Henry Sane. The only thing I could find on Henry Sane is a movie that I actually also own but have never watched called Bounty Killer. This stars Kyle Davis as Jeff. He was in the Friday the 13th remake, Skinwater Ranch, the Hitcher remake, and Into the Storm. This also stars Devin McGinn as Charlie. Now, he was in Skinwater Ranch as well, and Universal Remote. This is kind of his passion project since he wrote it and had a hand in producing it and did some other stuff with the film. This was made for $50,000. Director Sane did the opening credits animation. And the guts that fall to the floor in the boat are actually pig's guts purchased from a Mexican market. Thought that was pretty cool. They actually look like pig's guts. Now, before I get into the synopsis, the gore in this film is both practical and CGI, and it kind of works with this film. Like you guys, I'm sure you guys know from watching my other videos, I'm not a big fan of CGI, but it kind of works with this, and I think they were working with a very limited budget, so some of it had to be that way. Now, this movie is a trip. I'm going to give you a basic synopsis because there's a lot to this movie. Jeff and Charlie are two comic book guys. They work in it's like a squirrel delivery company, but they're making a comic book on the side. They've been friends for quite some time, and they get involved in this adventure to stop the Cthulhu from coming back and dominating the Earth. The guy that plays Charlie is of course, what they refer to as the last Lovecraft. He is the last of the bloodline. Only he can stop it. And his friend Jeff is basically along for the ride because he's his best friend. Now, the guy with the yellow shirt on the cover right here, his name is Paul. He was basically picked on by them when they were younger, went to high school with them, and knows everything about H.P. Lovecraft. Now, the relic of which they speak is basically given to them by the Council of Cthulhu in order to stop it. There's two relics. One that Cthulhu's general, Sea Star or Star Sea or something like that, he has part of the relic, and of course the Council of Cthulhu have the other part. If they are put together, Cthulhu gets released from his tomb and he dominates the Earth. So this is it's a very ambitious project for $50,000, but if you can look past that, it's just so much fun. It's hysterical. I really enjoyed it. It kind of reminded me of a little bit of Fanboys for horror film lovers and crypto lovers. It's just a lot of fun. Like I said, some of the CGI is a little wonky, but they only had a $50,000 budget, and it was just a very ambitious project. They do leave room for a sequel at the end. I'm not sure if we're ever going to get it since it's like 10 years old, but it would really be nice. I really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. If you do find this one, I definitely recommend picking it up. If you're not a fan of comedy horror, you probably won't like this one. But if you just like a fun popcorn movie that makes you laugh, this is definitely for you. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.